8 in Harrison, and the west side of the Berkeley. Sorry, I'm just a little. And we're just here today because well, we're here basically at the Berkeley Marina, and although we've been government, they refuse to sue us. And basically, all the people are asking for is like a vacant place where we can park our cars safely. We are the Berkeley Friends on Wheels, and this is our community.
And just for listeners and viewers, you're tuning into the first historic broadcast on 96.1 FM KEXU of Roofless Radio. That's ROOF less radio. That's us poor folks who may not have access to a roof, making our own media about our own stories. So, what's your name, huh?
My name is Jessica Prado.
Okay.
My name's Christian.
Okay.
Patrick.
Kimberly. I'm Amber.
Chris.
Okay. Go back. If you guys could set a little bit more tone. So you were at Berkeley Marina, and what happened there?
So we're at Berkeley Marina, first of all, in the meadow lot. That's in front of just out of the hotel, Double Tree Hotel. And basically we were there for over a year. We were all, just being part of society, going to school, going to work, until like on Easter Sunday, they started like giving us notices to move our vehicles, 72-hour notices. And that's how we first clashed against the government, basically. And then afterwards, they didn't have enough to kick us out then, but then they kicked us out on May 30th, which is another holiday. So one of the things is that they keep targeting us on the holiday when there is no public to see what's happening. So I think that's something important that they use that as a tactic for a while now. Wow. And then, so after we were at the meadow lot, we had to move within the marina as well, and we went to the HS Lordship's parking lot, which is now empty because the restaurant was set to close on June 3rd.
We're just dealing with technical difficulties. How cute. Okay. What were you guys doing there? And you're being clean.
Exactly that. We were out. People going to school. You found people in every part of life. Sure, there was elderly, disabled people. There was just every kind of different type of person. It didn't matter age, sex, gender, any of that. We were all just getting by, getting by with life.
Right. Can you tell us what's your name again, hon?
Kimberly.
And can you tell us your feelings when they started harassing you, or how that was? How did that go down in terms of the city?
Well, we sort of just met these people around June. Before that, we were basically out on Jones and 2nd Street in Berkeley, which is outside in the streets.
Right.
It wasn't safe at all. It was dangerous. It was very scary. They did a big sweep of the tent, homeless people, and the people in RVs got red tagged and had to be evicted as well. And there no place else to go. I noticed that there was a lot of RVs at the marina, so I said, let's go check it out. And when we got there, it was wonderful. They formed a community. There was children, there was barbecues, there was things that I missed. I might start tearing, but
that's all good.
Things I haven't had in a long time.
Right.
Which made me feel a lot safer. I slept a lot better.
Hey, thank you very much.
Out of the blue, it's the people that look at us, people who are home, people who have homes don't seem to understand that.
Please.
Like I said before, home is where you hang your hat, and I guess they just understand that people have lives, but everybody thinks there's drugs and crime and all kinds of things like that. Well, there is, but not in our community. We're trying to get away from that and form a community that we can feel safe in. And my husband works sometimes and used to work at nights, and it would be very scary. Luckily, we have pets. In this little in the RVs, they're not very safe. I mean, it's just a kick away. I mean, And I'm glad we had our pets, because if we didn't have our pets, I think we would have been harmed, maybe robbed, maybe who knows what. But I know for a fact their dogs saved our lives a lot of times. Anyway, so joining the community has been great, and unfortunately, we have nowhere to go. We all got split up after they kicked us out, and they promised us land and that they were going to find us a place to live, and I guess they lied about it, as usual. So that's where we're at right now, just trying to find a spot. We're not here with them because we're someplace else. Now we're all scattered in different places. Most of the community's here, but we still come to the meetings and we'll still keep in touch.
Right on. How did you feel when they had you move out of that nice place? What was that?
But it was kind of sad because it was a nice. I mean, at some level, we had to know that sometime we were going to go because it seemed too nice to do.
Yeah. Interesting thing though, just to sit with that, like the whole idea that because we're low-income folks, we don't deserve, right? We don't deserve.
Well, that's
you know what I mean?
Like on 4th of July, you could tell people wouldn't sign the petition because they just kind of look down at you like you're imposing.
Wow.
Something.
I just want to throw that back though, that's a lie. You know what I mean? That really is.
Also,
Did
Pat
you
is
want
a
to add?
veteran, so, if anything, he deserves to be,
Right.
Veteran,
Um,
and he has a job.
do you want to talk about how you guys became unhoused? Is it?
Maybe not now.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem. How about you? Well, starting with communities like doctors or whoever had a problem with you being there. When you were there, how was it, and how did you feel when you had to leave?
When we were there, it was definitely a safe place. It was definitely a peaceful place. I felt like, as far as crime goes and figures go, all the stuff, that is the safest area around. All over down there at the marina, and they tried to emphasize that it wasn't all this. But when we left, me personally, I didn't. I felt like it was coming. I don't know, just because slowly go. They don't have that many properties and all this, and this is such a problem. Then can you please work with us? Because we're trying to work with you. We want to help.
Right.
We want to help, but we also. We don't want to be a burden, That's the big thing, I think,
Exactly.
In my opinion, I'm speaking for myself, of course.
No, that's real. That's completely real. Oh, hey, hon. How being in the marina in this beautiful community felt for you and feels for you?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank Amber and Chris, Jessica, a lot of the community members that I'm involved with have helped me along the way. So I've been very appreciative. Thank you, man.
Hey, no problem, bro.
Other than that, I've had my share of pitfalls and disappointments. I think as community living and amount of green space that we want to put forth in the future, it's disappointing to see the community leaders such as the community board in Berkeley, drinking bottled waters, but they'll have on some Patagonia jackets. That back and forth situation, and they'll be the ones like, here's a prime example. I was at the Berkeley Marina looking to go to sailing school, and a lady got out and was changing her child's diaper in the Audi, brand new. Changed the diaper, threw the diaper on the ground, garbage cans just over there. Gets everything situated, gets back in her vehicle and rolls out. Now, what we hear in these agendas and things like that when I go to City Hall is that there's needles on the ground, there's trash here, and there's this, that, and the other. But the ones contributing most to the negative part of the environment, the environment that we all live in, is the people that can afford those things. Most people can't even afford diapers. Most people can't even get the bottled waters. You see everybody at the libraries using public water, things of that nature. But when it comes to the City Hall, when I go there, I see the people popping cans. We don't even know if it gets recycled. You go to these local restaurants here, you got the compost pile, you got the plastic, and then you have the other things for recycling. Most people don't even feel like they have time to put it in the proper garbage can. And then the major excuse is for an executive chef is going to be it's a business. I think that's a very discouraging and while looking a grown man in the eyes and being in my position when I feel like that I uphold those standards.
Right.
But then I got somebody in that particular position, cheater, not upholding.
Right.
So it's a $135 fine every time that you don't put the proper items in the proper place. But if I go and look in some of these garbage cans, probably over 90% of them, there's people not putting their garbage in the proper place.
Right.
But are they being fined
Right.
for $135?
Right.
They're going to say that they have, we don't have the manpower to monitor this. But they got $467 million in reserve that they've been saving. And they want to brag about those kind of things and get accolades for that kind of things.
Say that.
So I want them to, if you're going to be in a position, uphold that position
That's what's up.
and lead.
That's
If you're not
what's
going
up.
to do that, then I think then you need to sit down and let somebody else hold that position. Because that means you're not qualified and you don't have the will to do that.
That's right. Beautiful. That's beautiful. What's your name again? You lead poverty scholar in the house. So we already, of course, you family, but maybe you could take us through. So the redunculi that happened out there at
Nice.
right.
I use redonkulous all the time. It's the only person I've heard beside me who's redonkulous.
I know I love you. We're already family. That's all I'm saying. Okay, can you take listeners and viewers through basically what happened right around 4th of July and then take us from there, maybe?
Well, around the 4th, well, just before the 4th of July, we were supposed to be out of the HS Lordships parking lot where we had moved to from Marina Boulevard. We went on June 26th, we went to a city council meeting and said that, hey, find somewhere to be at legally that's not on the street, that isn't in your precious marina, or that is in your precious marina where you're not going to bitch about it, right? And the city council said, all right, city manager, find somewhere for them to be at. So the city manager instead, the next day on the 27th of June, surrounded us with these notices telling us there was going to be construction from the 2nd to the 3rd down there at that parking lot, and we had to get out and we were going to get towed. So I wrote a letter to the mayor, and the day after that, on the 28th of June, we were surrounded by notices, same violation of California Penal Code 647E, good old lodging, and that we would be arrested. They'd prefer not to arrest us, but that if we didn't exhibit compliance, right, that they would arrest us if they had to get us out of there, but for the 2nd and 3rd. Actually, they didn't give us a date on that one, but that was what it was for the 2nd and 3rd. So I wrote another letter to the mayor and city council members, and they called an emergency meeting on the 2nd, on the same day we were supposed to be out by, in the morning, when they never meet. And there was only a handful of city council members there, but there was enough for a quorum. You know how that works, right? So they had a quorum there, and they were going to vote to give us a 30-day extension, but Chris Worthington switched up, did a 180 at the last second, and started pulling some, we don't want to make it okay for some people to be there, but other people will be in violation of the law for being homeless wherever they are. So he voted against it. So they instead voted in favor of giving us 5 extra days, and we had to pay the parking fees for the July 4th, which was $20 for every vehicle under 17 feet and $50 for every vehicle over 17 feet.
Wow.
So thankfully, an anonymous donor from the Friends of Adeline neighborhood group paid all $1,100 of our parking fees for our parking permits for the 4th of July. And the 4th of July, they're really making efforts to stop people who live with scavenging as their main form of income from being able to survive off of large trash-filled, recycling-heavy events like the 4th of July on the marina. They had trash trucks come out after the event was over. In the middle of the night, they had trash trucks come through. They had street sweepers go through twice through all the parking lots at the marina, but there was still hella trash everywhere. Everybody made bank on the recycling efforts that were left behind because they don't have machines that go up on the lawns and pick up all the trash that there. But yeah, so we were there for the 4th, and we left the HS Lordships parking lot and parked single file behind the concrete barricades that they put up on Marina Boulevard to keep us out.
That's what's up.
Because it was big enough to drive in.
Right?
So, and on July 4th, like I said, they charged for parking, but there wasn't nobody behind those concrete barricades.
Yeah.
So we all parked there, like I said, on the 5th. The 5th? Well, yeah, the 5th. The 5th, no. Either way, after the 4th of July, we moved back, parked there single file, pissed them off real bad. They gave us warnings of administrative citation the first full day we were there. The next full day, they came through and gave everybody 100 citations. There was one vehicle that was not able to move, that the residents of it, or one of the residents of it, didn't want us to move it, so they got a $200 ticket the following day.
What?
The following day, they got a $500 ticket. They're not regular tickets, though. These aren't tickets you can't go to court and fight. These are administrative citations. You get adjudicated by the city that issues them.
Wow.
So we moved. Most of us moved out because concrete barricades are called. See, the day that we got these.
Don't get me started. Don't even get me started on that $100,000 redonkulous car. Okay.
So, I know. So then, but the interesting thing about K-Rails is that the Berkeley has this kite festival.
Wait, let me slow you down because some people get it. K-Rail
K-Rails
is...
those concrete barricades.
Okay.
They're shaped like this if you look at them from this
Okay.
side.
Okay.
Right. That's what they put up to block us from being on Marina Boulevard when they moved us out on Memorial Day, and that's what we parked behind to Marina Boulevard after they kept saying about July. I charged somebody for that shit. So for the Kite Festival, they charged people money to park back where we parked. That it was supposedly a restricted and unauthorized limited area.
People gather together.
Yeah. So,
Right.
we all moved into town. We were down at the intersection of 4th and Page in Berkeley for a little while there, but there's all sorts of daycares there and
Yeah.
So we came over here where people are less uptight. I mean, there's still a lot of people. There's no daycares. So there's no parents to be mad because we're taking up the parking space. They need to get the kids. Drop the kids off. And you know, we're right down the street from Mecca, the Middle East Children's Alliance. You know, and they're Berkeley reps a little uptight. But they printed out on their own pretty sign. A whole meeting at one of their schools out here in the auditorium for the laws about people sleeping and living on sidewalks. And so we're going to split it up into 2 meetings, one for the sidewalks and one for in camp. You already got old money in your family.
Right.
Or you're making so much that, like, you know, you're probably not even aware of the people that can't afford to pay the rent.
Right. Right.
So this is our solution, is not having to sleep on the sidewalks, whether they like it or not, and to not being able to afford rent is if we live in vehicles, and more and more people do it all the time. I mean, the police in Berkeley, they tell you, it's an unofficial policy, but they tell you word for word, if you live in a vehicle in Berkeley, the below San Pablo area, land below San Pablo, there's only so much, and so we end up taking up a lot of space because there's more and more people living in their vehicles below San Pablo in the industrial area.
Right.
You know, soon, where they're going to have to find somewhere for people kicking people out of town just because they live in.
So let's just talk a little bit about something. Well, 2 things you brought up. By the way, you're listening and viewing Poor News Network, KEXU-RoofLess Radio. We're talking to the powerful poverty scholar Amber and all the other powerful folks who live out here right now and whose lives are criminalized for the sole act of not having access to a roof. But you brought up something that I just want to go back for a minute. So the whole piece about them saying that you couldn't be at the marina, right? Is that really values and portray? Was that
manager?
Really?
City manager D. Williams, who you would think would be a little bit of the struggles who are at least of color go through.
Unhoused,
I mean, everybody knows that the demographics are there, that the people of color are far more likely to end up on the streets. The population of people who live on the streets is much, much higher in numbers for their colored people than non-colored people.
Right.
I guess it sounds bad. If you're
So-
a darker skin tone, you're a little more likely to end up on the streets, basically, right? And this woman is dark as it gets. She used to live in Sacramento. She got an $800,000 home fund to move from Sacramento to Pinole, so she could be closer to where she hates on the poor.
Wow.
At 3% interest, she pays less money for 5 bedrooms than most people.
Wow.
You know, per month.
That's deep.
Because she's done paying.
So
The one who single-handedly, the mayor says it's all her. This is all her. He has no power over her. He hired her. He has the power to fire her, but they've still not done a review of her performance. They review the performance of city employees, especially at her level, and they have not done a performance review of her since they hired her.
Wow. So there's one demand that we're making right now. I'm sure you guys have more demands. Anyone else would like to speak? I don't know, there's a new few. Would you like to talk, hon? No? Anyone else want to add? I mean, one of the things that I wanted to go back also to is you're here at, you know, let's just say below San Pablo.
Yep, in the industrial area.
Right. One of the things that they say about unhoused folks is that we're dirty, lazy, crazy, right? We're always somehow our life design, or it's somehow criminal. I think everything looks really clean here. I think you guys have probably some of the I've seen you hiring for trash. And one of the things that's really interesting to me that you said, I don't know if you know this, but that policy that you said that they're trying to make it hard for people to scavenge, same thing they're doing in the global south now.
Really?
Yes. Big trash piles where poor folks would scavenge, like in the Philippines and stuff. They're all being wiped out. Yeah. So this is a global issue. Really interesting, right? Because the idea that a corporation needs to own our trash, just think about that, right? Just like, wrap your head around that hypocrisy, right? So I don't know if Chris and for a little bit, see how it's like illegal. I don't understand that. I'm really having trouble understanding that. That's okay, but it's beautiful. I think it's cleaner than my room. I don't know. Currently houseless today, but
Go ahead and step on it.
okay. All right, right on.
Flare.
Okay.
It's a 23-foot RV, and I drove from Illinois.
Okay.
This is the option.
Right. You as a student who theoretically, you know, they could say, well, why doesn't she have an apartment? Like, why are you unhoused right now?
Yeah. So basically, I think, like, well, for me, like, it was either the decision to take my student loan to, like, pay for housing in the dorm, or actually take the student loan and have something, you know, because, like, once I graduated, I was gonna end up back on the streets again, you know, because of, like, you know, the rent was, like, too high, and I have, like, other debt with school that I had to pay back first. So that's why I thought that maybe using my student loan to have something that I could have more sustainable after. Give me a start. So that's what this place can give me a start.
Right. That's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And you got a little kitchen, so you can make your food. Well, cute. What I was gonna say. So the last question I was gonna ask everybody. So again, you know, us homeless, back with my mom, etc., and all of the folks who are building homefulness right now, say that, you know, give us land and we'll build our own. We're done with the politics or decisions. We're done with you deciding where we should be or not be. We're done with you criminalizing our lives. Just give us, you know, some liberated Ohlone Lishan land as being indigenous territory that's all occupied, so that we can build our own. What do you guys think of that? Does that sound like an idea?
Absolutely. If we had land, we would be on that land. We wouldn't choose to be on the streets. We want to be somewhere where we don't have to worry about cars passing by at the rate they pass by here, or doing donuts like they did down at the marina parking lot before we started staying there. We wouldn't let them do that once we were staying there.
Right.
But, you know, we just want somewhere where we can feel all confident that us, our pets, our kids are all safe.
Ashe. How about you? What do you think of that?
I think it's a cool idea. Most importantly, though, I think an example and set the example. Then they're going to have to lead by that example instead of creating a standard that they can't live by, and then us fulfilling their example and standards again, and also being penalized for that. I think that's very unfair and sad and disappointing. Those people look themselves in the mirrors, not me.
Right.
You know, I have my own mirror to look at. So I try to be the best human I can be each and every day.
Ashe.
Of course, I would love to have a nice, strong community because as a single child, I never really had that sense of brotherhood, so to speak, with a strong community. My mom was always working. I was fortunately lucky enough to be involved in athletics. That's what I think saved me from a lot of different distractions that could have got me along different roads. However, yeah, I would think it would be very beautiful for community members to have their own place and space.
Ashe.
So we can set a standard.
That's beautiful. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, but realistically, I know that somebody would have to pay something somehow.
Yeah,
So,
possibly. Well, don't go there yet.
It seems like we kind of make a community, and then we just wherever we're at. So
That's right.
We try to just look out for each other, and we'll keep doing that.
That's beautiful. How about you?
I like to be able to, or even during the week, and read my paper at a little table with a little, a little table and chair set in front of my RV or on some land, and maybe with a view or not a view, and just relax and talk to my neighbor, and maybe have a barbecue or invite friends over to visit. I can't, we don't have visitors now, or have a party for somebody, or to do when we had a house.
Right.
It'd be nice to do. So, having land or place would be wonderful.
Right on. How about you?
As far as that goes, I believe I would be very thankful if we could get a spot where we could have our community together. I mean, it's much safer. Like I said, for instance, my bike's been stolen like 3 times since I've had this RV the last few years. But since we've had this community, nobody touches my stuff.
There you go.
It's good to have that being able to not have to worry about stuff like that all the time. But that's everywhere you go, I guess,
Right on.
But I definitely think we should get our own a place that, and not even just for us, but for everybody who's in the situation. Exactly.
Ashe. That's beautiful. The COINTELHOs are trying to stop your voice right now. Okay. All right. One more time. Go ahead.
So we did it in different locations. I think one of the spots that Amber was talking about is this kind of very right away where the railroad used to be at, and right now it's not used anymore because obviously the train doesn't pass through there.
Is that Caltrans land? Is that Caltrans land?
Benefit right away, nobody's city owned.
Okay,
Yeah,
beautiful.
so the city-owned land, yeah, basically, and by there you only have is the tracks, and you have all this vacant space where like it's not suitable for housing. There's 2 stories high, but like Amber was saying, like our RVs are only 1 story.
That's
So
right.
I think it'd be perfect for us to just like be incorporated also with the neighborhood, because I think that's one thing that I always try to do is that like send us away somewhere else, and I feel like like people deserve to be with their community and the place where they grew up.
That's
and I
right.
feel like putting us in that spot, like also like we're able to integrate with everybody else that lives there.
That's beautiful. And would you, so your hope or wish or demand is that they give you some liberated Ohlone Lishan land and you can
Yeah, definitely.
park there legally, be your own, build what you need to do, right?
Yeah, definitely, because that's also like something that is allowed in developing countries. And I feel like if your neighbor is like giving that power to their own people because they cannot take care of them, then that's what they should be giving to us. Like just give us a chance to also rise out. If you're not gonna give us like the land that you're gonna build, like give
Right.
people back the power that they need.
That's right. How about you, Christian?
I believe I'll just echo everything everybody else has said so far, but just a place to call our own, to be gathered in a safe place. It mean a lot to obviously everyone here.
Who would like to say the outro? How about you, Jessica?
The outro.
This is PNNKEXU Roofless Radio.
Yeah, you say it.
What's the acronym?
PNNKEXU.
PNNKEXU.
96.
Radio.
Yeah, 96.1 FM.
0.1 FM. Yes.
All right, give yourself a round of applause. Power to the people! This is Roofless Radio tuning out. We will be back at the mothership at Hopefulness soon.